Let me tell you why I believe that every parent should let their kid upload on YouTube every single day like an influencer. And it's not for the reasons you think.
Subscribe. Click it.
Hey guys, welcome back to 5nothing100nothing.com. I am Bug-It, and that stands for Fittest Underdog Guru Using Intelligent Tactics. Guys, it's a bumpy ride today, but hopefully the audio is good. I know the video might be a little shaky, but let me tell you, I'm going 5 over and this guy just blew right past me. I didn't realize I was on a racetrack. Jackass. Anyways, let me tell you guys a little something, okay? Kids were recently asked, I don't know when this was done, but it was Gen Zers, okay? Would you rather be rich or famous? And overwhelmingly they said famous, okay? So, what was it, I think it was the millennial generation, they were calling them Generation Me. Whatever, but I mean, even they didn't necessarily see social media on the level that the Gen Zers are seeing it. So, you know, they want to be an influencer, they want to be a gamer, all these things. And I know a lot of parents have got a real pushback on this, saying, you know what, I want my kid to get traditional education and have a useful skill. And yes, there are millions of people trying to become influencers and to get on this platform and make money, monetize it, etc. Now, I'm monetized and I've been doing this channel for over 2 years now, and actually closer to 3 now. But I didn't just pick up my camera and start filming, which is fine if you do it. But I've got a lot of experience in television, from working with MTV on a reality show called I Used to Be Fat. This was back in 2011, 2012. And before that, 6 years full-time as a professional wrestler, and some of it being televised and doing interviews and all this stuff, you know. So to me, if I can do an interview in front of a live crowd in a Speedo, then I can sit here clothed and talk as well. Okay. So, here's the deal. Let's get to the meat of it, all right? Why you came to the dance, to hear me not talk about me, but it happens. But I want to lay a little context, right? And show you why I'm credible to speak on this. Now, with my idea of letting your kid be an influencer, it's not so that you don't have to worry about retirement and your kid is going to be rich and famous and all these things, right? And then they're going to take care of the old man and the old woman when they go in the nursing home. It's not for that reason, okay? Your kid isn't going to make you rich. Now, there's some that will, but the main reason I think you should let your kid upload, do a video, do a channel every day or as often as possible is because it will give them one essential, amazing skill set that is important in every area of their lives, and that is the ability to communicate, the ability to speak with confidence, to articulate things a little better. And the only way you get better at this is by practice. You know, if they get comfortable speaking for the camera and can get communicate and get a thought or a point across in a convincing way, it will help them in every one of their relationships. It will help them in negotiations. It'll help them in countless ways, okay? Every area of life can be improved because you have better ability to communicate, to speak. It's huge, okay? When I was in school, I was terrified of public speaking. I never wanted to do it. I was terrified. I didn't like the sound of my voice. Nobody does, right? But I stepped out of the comfort zone and I started doing it anyways. And I have to really think back, and I think I told this story before. I had gone through some of my old yearbooks and found some journals for school that we had to keep. It wasn't a diary. I think, what is it, for a male it's a journal, for a woman it's a diary, is that what they say, or a girl, whatever. But the YouTube thing is a video diary, and I think that it's good because you can, even if you just talk about the day's events, what's going on in the world, you know, like let's say during lockdown, if you had documented the lockdown, you'd have a book right there, or maybe a documentary, you know, one person's view of the lockdown and what it meant to them. Because, you know, we live through history. It doesn't seem like much because you're living through it, but it's after the fact. Like, I would go, if I could go back and document my day on 9/11 when I was at work and I had to go out into the lobby where we had televisions, because now gyms have TVs everywhere, right? You have TVs in your bathroom, your kitchen. It's on your phone. You're probably watching this on a phone right now. And, you know, but there was all this commotion and everybody was going into the lobby of the gym I was at and looking up and watching the news, the mainstream news. And they showed that a plane had flown into one of the World Trade Center buildings. And I was like, oh, that's too bad. Didn't think too much of it. I just thought, oh, it's a plane crash. That's terrible. Now, as I'm watching it, a little time had passed. The second plane hit. And everybody that's in the lobby watching this was like frozen with fear and shock. And I just remember going, okay, I think our country's under attack. I have no idea what's going to happen here, but I'm canceling the rest of my day. And what I did, as Mr. Fitness in my 20s, I went and stopped at McDonald's, ordered all the food, thinking this is like my last meal, right? And this is going to be my last day on earth. So, I mean, it could have been, for all we know. And I just said, you know what, I'm just going to go home. I'm just going to eat McDonald's, eat junk food, and watch TV. Because some people stayed at work. And I thought, there's no way I'm staying at work when there were still like 70 planes in the air. And we had no idea where those planes were going to land. And I was like, if I'm going out, I'm going out in style. I'm going to go out with a stomach ache and elevated blood sugar. So, you know, obviously I survived. Here we are. It's hard to believe it was 20 years ago. I think it's 20 years this year. It's amazing. So, my point is that, okay, let's say you don't want your kid out in social media in public. They're young, or, you know, you're just real sensitive about it. Maybe you have a high-profile job or career, and a lot of people don't want train tracks. They don't want their kids out there because they fear kidnapping or whatever. But set the channel to private then, and have them just daily upload. You know, whenever they want, turn that camera on, talk about their thoughts. They don't ever have to show anybody, but let them get out, number one, their emotions, their fears, their joys, things that are going on. It'll be interesting for them to look back later on and kind of laugh at their developmental process and where their heads were at the time. And, you know, just like when your kids are growing up, they say, like, the oldest kid in the house, he's got, you know, all the pictures. The second kid, there was a few more, and then the next kid, there's almost no pictures, right? It's because it's fresh and new, and all of a sudden you get complacent with it. But then you see, as your kids grow up, how fast they grow up, and you go, oh my gosh, you look at old pictures and you go, I can't believe the time went by this fast. Well, you can't go back and get that footage. You can always erase that footage. But I say, let them do it. Let them YouTube. Let them record it. Let them put it on there. Apparently, you guys hear that car? Apparently it's a racetrack today. See, where are the cops when you need them, right? That man needs a ticket. So, that's it, guys. I might have rambled on a little bit about it, but I'm really passionate about it. And my son was on that track. He was recording all the time. And, you know, I think puberty hit, and he's just a little bit more, well, definitely more testosterone, that's for sure. But, you know, he still wants to be in the game, but he wants to do it his way. And you know what? As a parent, I support his creativity. He knows the boundaries. He knows what I expect of him. He knows I expect him to be respectful, to work hard, and to be honest. And that's really the name of the game, is let your kid, give them that creativity, that ability to create, give them freedom until they violate the house rules. All right, guys, that's all I'm going to say about that right now. I'm interested in your thoughts on this. If you have some points or counterpoints, there's no criticism or any feedback that I look at negatively. I always appreciate all of it. But I would like your thoughts on this, and maybe we can do a little step-by-step of setting your kid up to do that, and maybe some safeguards that you might want to take or consider depending on your unique circumstances in your family. So, guys, take care, like, share, subscribe, and think about that. Think about it.